as a child. Mark's got magic in his hands. Invisible art now takes a stand. Snip, 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 oh the paper falls. Splash of color on the walls. Stamp it down, make it stick. Craft a clock, it's our best trick. It's craft a clock from 12 to 1. The glue is out, the fun's begun. Special guest Mark from Visible Image. He's bringing the stamps, let's turn the page.
Yes, indeed. A very good afternoon to you. New music. I'm loving it. Even Mark was having a boogie. I've got a little camera where I can see. We'll bring Mark in very, very shortly. Come on in, take a seat. You know what to do by now. It's 12 o'clock. It's craft o'clock is what it is. What a day we had in Doncaster yesterday. It was so nice to see all of you there. We will wait for you to come in because I have started bang on 12 o'clock. Who's in already? Jennifer's in. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. I hope you're all well. Not too bad. Not too bad today. Who's this? Janet's in as well. Good morning, Janet. There's loads of you here this morning. Keep them coming in. Who's this one? Lisa. Good morning, Adam and Kat. Kat's not here today. Kat's not here. Can hear and see you. Yes, Jennifer. Every cloud and a lining. It should do. I spent a lot of money on this equipment. Good morning all. Good morning, Phil, watching on the YouTubes. If you've got any questions for Mark as well, get them in now. And we'll ask him towards the end. We're going to find out about the man himself, the man behind Visible Image is what we're going to talk about. Should we bring him straight in? I think we should. Here he is, the myth, the legend that is our Mark. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, great, thank you.
Good. Did you like your jingle?
How did you do that? That's amazing. I loved it. I was laughing my head off. I must admit, it's so funny. I love it.
I bring a whole band in just for this. The budget that Scott gives me is ridiculous for this, so I bring a full band in, and we're all good to go.
Wow.
You're on air today. Let's get this now in case I forget. You're on air today at 2 and 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
With brand new goodies, I think.
I know. Brand new stamps. You've got 4 brand new stamp sets, 3 stencils. A nice, nothing too, it's not a huge bundle, but it's big enough, and I think you're going to love it.
We're going to look at all that later as well, so stay tuned for all that. We've got funny samples. We're going to see the lot before it goes to TV. Also, you can shop ahead of us. The QR code is at the bottom of the screen now. If you want to shop ahead, you can do that, and I've put all the links into the chat as well. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, whether it's my account or Hobby Maker account, all the links are there now for you to go and look at. Okay, let's kick off though. Let's go all the way back, and I mean all the way back. Were you into craft at school? Is that how you got into it? How did you get into the world of craft before Visible Image was even a pipe dream? How did you get into the world of craft?
Well, I've always been arty, and when I was at school, I did obviously art in school. My dream when I was in school was to be a comic book artist.
Nice.
I know, that's what I wanted to do. It didn't happen because I kind of left school at, crikey, we're going back many, many years now. But I left, because my birthday's late in August, so technically I left school when I was 15, before my 16th birthday.
Okay.
And my father had enrolled me into a youth training scheme, if anyone remembers those things, back in the day when unemployment was high, so they enrolled you into a youth training scheme at a same company my father worked, and obviously if you did a year's training there, they would likely, or hopefully, you would get taken on. I didn't. I know, I didn't last the year, I must admit. It wasn't something I wanted to do. My father kind of enrolled me into engineering, and I wasn't that interested in engineering at the time. My head was still full of dreams and aspirations as a 15-year-old boy has. And so I left there and I mooched around for a bit, and then I had to wake up and smell the coffee. And I went and got myself a job at a. Luckily, the place next door to where I was doing my training scheme, they there was a little company who made handheld computers, and I was really interested in that. So I asked them for a job, and they gave me a job, and that's where I
So,
was for a few years.
so did you ever get into the cartoon world? Did you start that, or was that one of those pipe dreams of
That
that's what
was
I want to get into?
Yeah, I mean the cartoon thing was something that I always wanted to do, but it kind of like took a back burner for many years. I had a few different jobs during my career, and I think it came to a head. I moved down to Wales in '89, and I had a job there for about 10 or 12 years. I thought I'd be there for life. It was the kind of factory that I was working in. Um, I was scheduling cables for. They made fiber optic cables, really interesting stuff. But but and I still had that dream about doing something arty and crafty, but the money was very good, and you needed that push and a shove to do something else. And luckily, I say luckily or unluckily, I was made redundant, and that was the kickstart of me getting into craft.
Oh, okay. So it was the redundancy that sort of gave you
Yes,
that push. As we always say, it takes you out of that trough because we all get into
sure,
that nice little neat because we know the money's coming in at the end of the month. We
yeah,
know we can do
totally.
it. So is that then that took you into visible image in 2004, or was there something before that? But you thought, you know what, it's
Sure.
baby steps. Let's go baby steps first. So what? How
Yeah,
did it end
I
up?
mean, I think even back then, like 20 odd years ago, we're going now. I dabbled a bit on eBay. My wife at the time, she was into craft, so we did a bit of buying and selling products on eBay, and then it grew from there. We from eBay we had our own website, and then we had an actual shop as well. So we had a shop for a few years as well. Um, at that by 2004, we had a shop, and stamps were a big thing, and I thought, well, let's buy myself a stamp machine, and that's what I did. My very first stamp machine, and I didn't even have a clue on how to use it, or didn't have a clue. So lots of trial and error.
Well, I saw that when I was doing my research
Mm,
about visible image and about yourself and how it all started. And I can't think where the notes have gone. But one of my notes said it all started from you buying, as you said, buying yourself your own stamp
sure.
maker.
Yeah.
And then so it went from that to was there that light bulb moment for yourself to go, actually, I could turn this into something? I could make that pipe dream that I had when I was a young lad. I could
Yeah.
now sort of turn it into a real physical dream.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're buying and selling products, it's good because obviously you get them in and then you just sell them to somebody who wants them. But there lacked that point of anything creative besides actually making cards. So I did a bit of designing, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I could design some stamps, and I would, you know, I would take the hit and use whatever money I had to buy a machine. I did that, and luckily, it turned out for the best.
Have you always been able to draw?
Pretty much so. I mean, I kind of like by the time, yeah, I think from even primary school, I was good at drawing. I like that. By the time I went to comprehensive school, do they call it comprehensive school or secondary school now? I don't know what they call it now.
I think it's secondary. Well, over here, where
Secondary.
in Norfolk, it's high school, which really
Mm,
threw me because that's
yeah.
for me that's the next level up, an American.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's
Um,
secondary.
So by the time I got to comprehensive school, I was pretty confident in my drawing abilities, and I had that dream of going to being an artist and drawing comics, and it didn't happen. But I could see that you can apply the same kind of techniques that from drawing comics to. I mean, I created my own few little mini comics myself and doing my own art and things, but I think you can apply the same techniques that I learned to designing stamps.
So from that very first, can you have you still got your very first stamp range that you ever made somewhere?
Um,
Or is
I
it one
don't
of
know.
those that you put to the back of your mind and you go, yeah, we won't look at that now to where we are?
I actually dug out the very first stamp I ever made. So I have I haven't got the physical one, but I've got the artwork for it. So I've been tempted to make it again as a limited edition release of the very first stamp I ever made. So I might do that.
Nice,
Yeah, it'd be
nice.
a nice
So
idea, wouldn't
from
it?
that, is that where Visible Image was born then? From that is that what you called yourself from that very first stamp range, or was you
Um,
sort of eBay's and those? Because we didn't have things
yeah,
like Etsy then and places, we didn't have
no,
like shopping channels. So was it just like your eBay's and your stuff like that for a bit,
yeah.
and then how long did you do that for before you kicked into Visible Image?
Um, so Visible Image became kind of reality around about 2009, 2010 in its own right, with the actual name. But the problem, I think, I mean, that was, see, that I got to digress a little bit.
Yeah, do.
That was Visible Image version 1. You see,
Oh,
the problem was that I think I did my first TV show back in 2010. Unfortunately, a year later, my marriage broke up, and so things went, things stopped dead in their tracks.
which it does.
I know.
I've
Unfortunately,
been there. Been there.
those things happen in life, and through no fault of anybody's, really, it just happens. So Visible Image version 1 got put on hold, and for a time, although I've told the story to a few people, or people who know me quite well, but for a time afterwards, because obviously we'd split up, and so Visible Image had stopped. I wasn't earning any money, and I ended up literally homeless.
Oh my word.
I know. it's I can say it now and I can laugh about it, but at the time I was actually physically homeless and I was sleeping in my car. So
So, but that wasn't in my notes. So that's to this.
I
So
don't see it, but obviously whoever's watching now knows. But it's not something I say. It's a lot to people, and I think that's in terms of, like, sometimes when you see homeless people, and some people just walk past them all the time, but I'm the one that puts my hand in my pocket for them, because not that I was on the street begging or anything like that. I was homeless. I was sleeping in my car, and I still managed to get myself a part-time job. But I can see how easy it is for people to go down. It's only you take a wrong turn and you could end
mm,
up anywhere. So I always think the best of people, sometimes they just need a helping hand. And so I was homeless for a while. Managed to get myself a part-time job in a shop, just to earn some money, which was good. What else happened? Then I met Helen. So things changed when I met Helen.
so I was going to
So
say, was that the turning point then for
sure,
everything to go 360? Obviously, Visible Image was still on hold because you've got to sort of get your life back to
sure,
where it was.
yeah.
So was that the turning point? Did she sort of give you the capability to go, you know what? I will do this again. I've got that part-time job and I am going to pick up and see if I can run with it.
So yeah, what happened was that I was working in a local co-op. I was doing Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Friday night. Yeah, I was doing Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Sunday night. So I was working 2 till 10, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Great shifts. um, but I was doing that, and that was where I actually met Helen. She was a
Oh.
customer in the shop. So yeah, we got chatting, and yeah, so things happened from there. Um, and I was kind of dating her, and she didn't know. I was still dating her, even though I would say goodnight to her as a courting. Don't say courting. It's old
Courting.
fashioned
No,
saying
I'm with
courting.
you. No, I'm with you.
Dating Helen, and I would say goodnight to her, and I'd go off in my car. But she didn't know that when I went off in my car, I went and parked it up and was sleeping in it.
Oh my
So
word.
she didn't know any of this. And when I kind of came clean, um, she went absolutely nuts with me, and that's how basically said you need to move in. And she knew about Visible Image, and she saw the potential. So I mean, she was working in a separate job. I then started Visible Image again from scratch. Yeah, and about a year later, she quit her job and then had to help me because I couldn't manage it on
Well,
my
that's
own.
the thing. So when you became together for Visible Image, as it were, did
Mm,
you then think, actually, this has got legs, this has got something we can do? Because in theory now you're not just looking after you. This is not just your baby. This is now it's an
yeah,
overall baby, and for someone to give up their job to help you out, did
I
you
know,
feel the
I know.
responsibility at this point, or didn't
Oh,
it play?
huge. Huge. I mean, obviously, when she was still working, I was starting to make some stamps again and design stuff. And we put out a few collections. We started doing a few shows like around the country. Yeah, got some. We earned some money. It was great. Great to kind of like feel as though that you're actually busy and earning something. From nothing, that you can work hard and you can get something at the end of it. I kind of like that ability that you can start from nothing and just do something. And I think everybody can do that. Everyone's got that in them, whether it's one idea or 1,000 ideas. I think you can just give it a go and make the best of whatever
See,
you can.
that's good.
So yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do feel for people who are homeless, and I've always got a soft spot for those kind of people. Um, I just, I just know I where I am now to where I was back in 2011 is like poles apart. It's not. Yeah, it's not until you kind of live it that you know how hard
No,
it
it's
can
true.
be.
But do you look back at those times, not sort of with fond memories, but to look back and see how far you've come? Because not many people do look back because they're scared to look back and see what they've gone through. But
Sure.
do you look back now and
Yeah.
go, everything happens for a reason? So this happened, this happened, this happened, but to where I am now, look at what I've got and look at what I've done.
Oh yeah, I mean, I totally believe that everything does happen for a reason, um, and it's always like, the closing doors. One door closes, another one opens. Being in the right place at the right time, just a bit of luck. It happens. It's not fluid. It just, I don't know what it is. There's something, there's something else going on that I believe that there's some of the kind of force or power or something. Because okay, I feel very lucky and privileged to where I am, to being where I am now. But I could have been, if I'd have been, mate, 10 minutes later catching a bus or doing something, your whole life can change. So yeah, I think there's something in it, in the world
No,
that we
it's
live
true.
in.
And this is the thing. Not many people, they don't see behind the brand. They see you on TV, and everyone thinks
Sure.
TV is a wonderful, beautiful. Everyone lives in massive houses, mansions with swimming pools, and no one
No.
realizes that everyone's a real person. Everyone's got their own troubles to go through. But the minute you go
Sure.
on,
Sure.
is that a
Yeah.
case? Then I'm skipping forward slightly, and we'll go back.
That's okay.
But do you have a sort of a TV persona, as it were, like a phone? Like, everyone's got a phone voice. Do you have you got
Yeah.
one of those, or is it what you see is what you get?
I think with me, what you see is what you get. I try and be, if anything, if I'm on TV, I try and be clearer as to speaking a little bit clearer for people to understand me. But I think what you see is what you get. I can't be something I'm not. And hopefully everything that I do, whether it be talking on TV, designing stamps, talking to customers, being at shows, I think the real me is me. I just love what I do, and hopefully that shines through with my
No, it really
designs.
does. It genuinely does. As I said, the first time I've heard of Visible Image was when I started with Crafter Clark, and I was back in the office, and we worked together a couple of months back. And you are passionate, and you are what you see is what you get. You're the same in the office when we walk in to what we are when we're chatting now.
Mm,
Moving sort of to today, as it were, all the products that you
sure.
do and everything that you've made, whether coming up or in the past, everything's got a meaning. Everything is done with a purpose. I feel, and I might be wrong, but what I
Yes.
see is everything is done with a purpose and with something in mind.
Mm,
Your style is it's clean and simple, but also grungy.
Sure.
How do you
I,
balance that? Because that's two totally different worlds.
okay. Sure. I mean, I think you've got to design something. I design things that I love. I mean, I'm not. I've said before. Lots of people like elephants and things like that, and more cute things. That's not me, and I appreciate that kind of artwork as well. Don't get me wrong. That's great. But I design things that I enjoy. But it's also important that when you're designing products that I mean, I'm fortunate in a way because obviously I design the kind of images and work out how they're going to work together. But Helen has always been the driving force in terms of what the sentiments are going to be, how they're going to work, and what the meanings behind it is. That because obviously 80 to 90% of people who make products are probably card makers, I would say. Maybe there's a smaller percentage who do more mixed media, and some who double in both. Whatever you do, whatever projects you're making, it's great. But I think with each stamp set, we try and design things that have a meaning and a purpose. It's got to mean something to somebody, maybe quite emotive, even down to like I can spend sometimes I've spent days looking for just the right font, just to choose what it's going to look like at the end. Because sometimes the words are just as important as the images.
And it's true, and all the sentiments, and once again, that was a big thing that came up in my research, and all the stamps and sentiments I looked at. Everyone has got a purpose. They're not just your bog standard, and I'm not knocking anybody else before you all start in the chat room.
No.
I know what you're like. It's not your bog standard happy birthday or sending greetings or hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
Each one of yours is something that you could use on the front of a card or in a journal if you like journaling. You sort of cover a wide range of paper craft, from journaling to mixed media to
Sure.
card making. Is that intentional? Or is that something that it's just your style and it's just what you do?
I think it's just my style. I mean, I don't consciously make it an effort to be in one camp, whether it be journaling or mixed media or card making. I think it just flows that quite naturally. Those things will work together. I love the fact that they can be used for multiple things, and I think that makes them more useful. And it's not a one trick pony. I like being able to come back to products that I've designed 4 or 5 years ago and do a new set and say, look, this will work with that set as well. And that means that you've got longevity with your products.
All your products as well, it's not, as you say, they're not just a one-trick pony that you've got in there. Everything works together. Everything is a massive collaboration, as it were. But you
Sure.
also do live demos and video tutorials. So once you buy a product, you take that customer, and I hate this word, but there's only word I can use. You take that customer on a journey. You don't just leave them with, there's your sentiments, there's your stamp, see you later, we're done. You
Yeah.
actually show them
No.
what to do with it. And where can we find all this?
Yeah. Well, Visible Image's got a YouTube channel, so do pop along to the YouTube channel. You'll also, I can't remember what, I think it's, if you type in Visible Image stamps, you'll find us there. I don't actually have the address there. We should have added that in, shouldn't we?
What, the visibility? Your website?
Oh, the QR code, yeah. That's all right.
We'll do it in a
do
bit.
it. We'll do it next time. Yeah. But yeah, it's a case of that. For me, I think if I'm designing something, I should be able to show you how to use it, or my design team, because I have got an amazing design team. They should be able to show you how to use it free of charge. You've already paid for the product in itself, and I thank you. I thank you 1,000 times for every product that people buy Visible Image stamps or stencils or anything else we design. But I think it's important that if I'm if I'm designing something and you are buying the product and taking the time to buy the product, then everything else, content, showing you how to use it, that's what I should be doing. That's what we should be doing for you to help you use it free of charge.
Which is what you do amazing and genuinely amazingly well. So anyone that's out there now thinking, oh, I don't know, I've got some stamps, I don't know what to do with them, go and watch them. Go and type it in. It's on the YouTube, it's on the Facebook. Go and find them and give them a watch, because you'll pick up, even if it's not your style now, you'll pick up hints and tips, and that's how we all learn, and that's how we all
Sure.
grow as crafters. Just before we move on, the QR code on the screen, which is just over there, is for the brand new stamps launching today at 2 p.m. You can get in early by scanning that QR code. Scroll back through. I'll put it in there in a minute in the chat. I'll put the links for the website if whatever streaming you're watching on. I'll put the link for the website as well in case you can't use that QR code. Remember, you've got standard P&P as well, £4.95, whether you're buying now or you're going to buy later on from the main shows. Moving forward a little bit that we've got on this one, how did you then become part of Gemporia? How did that all happen?
Okay. We've been going on Hobby Maker, for a number of years. We were introduced to Hobby Maker by Sarah Davis from Crafters Companion. So because we were doing the Crafters TV shows up there, and they kind of introduced us to Hobby Maker, and we went on, and we get on really well, Scott, and we thought, I think it would be a nice time, because at some point I was thinking about, do I want to continue doing what I'm doing, or do I want to try and do something else? I think, we spent so long, doing Visible Image, and we didn't want it to, if we decided we were going to do something else, it wasn't going to die and just disappear, or did I want to continue the legacy and, just carry on? And I didn't want it to die. I just didn't. So we collaborated, and it was a great time for us to become part of Gemporia. So
no, that's
how it
good.
out.
But then, so joining forces with Gemporia Craft, it must have opened. Did it open loads of new channels? Did it give you more opportunities to get bigger stuff that you never thought you would be able to dabble in?
Yeah, and we've got some new products coming out shortly, actually. So watch this space. For our 21st birthday, I think we'll have some new products.
Ooh.
I can't say anymore. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to say what they are.
Don't get into trouble. I quite like this gig. So it did open many doors then that you wouldn't have. I'm guessing that you wouldn't have been able to do on your own, or you would have been able to, but it just would have been. There's a lot of loopholes. I don't know.
And time scale, being able to go from one place to the next level, I think it would have been a longer time scale. But with Scott and Gemporia's help, we've grown considerably. So it's amazing.
So was it for the 20th anniversary? Was that the first time you'd moved into things like MDF shapes, stencils, paints? Is that the first time you dabbled into that, thanks to Gemporia and what they've given you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we dabbled with a bit of MDF many years ago, but in terms of paints, they are new, and they're great. We've got some great paints now, so I absolutely love those. We started off with some acrylic paints, and now we have some watercolors. Nice shimmery watercolor ones and chameleon colors. So I love those, and the new products as well. So again, it's just growing on the things that make Visible Image, without kind of going off in a totally random direction. It all coordinates with what you've currently got.
That's good. So then, on the back of all of that. And obviously you've got brand new products, and if you want to go and look at the paints, by the way, the QR code is there. There was a comment earlier here from Lisa, loving Visible Image, bought the paints and stamps last time we were on. They're fabulous, and this is the thing, it opens up brand new doors. For the people that are watching now, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Well, it does for me anyway. So if Gemporia own it, how do you fit in to that jigsaw? Where is your role in that jigsaw in the pieces?
So, I mean, obviously, my current role is I am the person the face of Visible Image. I do the designing. I have I kind of see how things will all coordinate and work together. And it's great because I don't have any of the looking after the business side aspect of things, doing the accounts or marketing. That's left to other experienced people who do all that. So those are the things that I used to wheel, because when you're a small business, you have to do everything. You have to do all the marketing, the accounts, everything that goes with that, all the packaging of the products, sending them out to the customers. That was like we would package them ourselves. So don't have to do that anymore. So that's freed me up now to be able to do more content, doing videos, designing more products, and that's where I want to. That's I think that's where my strengths
Do
are.
you still have a dream for Visible Image, that somewhere you want to get to? Something that you would strive to, like, I'd love to release that, or I'd love to do, or just get to that point. Do you still have
Sure.
those dreams?
I think, yeah, I don't think they ever kind of like, you don't go, that's it now, that's it, I don't want to do anything else. I think you're always aspiring to do something else, something new, something better. And it's always, the craft industry changes all the time. It's never a dull day. Things change all the time. I've seen so many companies come and go, and I'm just fortunate and I'm thankful, and I absolutely love that Visible Image is still here after where I've spent 20 years growing. So yeah, it's
Well,
been
Jackie
amazing.
says, I've loved Visible Image for many years. One of my top two. I'd like to know who the other one is.
Oh, thank
Your
you.
top two. I don't know if you're first or second. I'm unsure. When it comes to stamping, as I
Ooh,
really, as I really do. Jackie, let me know who the first one is that you've got on this one, and but make sure it's Visible Image. Then put the other one second.
that's fine. That's fine.
Where
All
do
good.
you get your inspiration? Where do you find your inspiration to get it down on paper? Does it just come to you in a vision? Do you see something and think, "Oh, that make quite a nice stamp or stencil"?
Yeah, I think inspiration comes from everywhere. I mean, I'll go and watch a movie, I'll read a book. It could be a word, it could be an image I see on holiday. I saw a tile on holiday and I thought, oh, that looks quite cool. I just took a snap of that and I think I'm going to use that as the basis for a stamp or a stencil. I see things and and that's what being creative is all about. I think seeing something and molding it into something completely different or something new. I think that's what makes all the
Oh, so
difference.
it's all around you that you've got on this one.
Sure.
Jackie says visible images
Yeah.
first, all and creative second. There you go. Well done, Jackie. You've won points there. So it's all around you that you get. Is there a set of stamps that you've done that are your favourites, that are your go-to every single? Is it
Ooh,
like a child that every new one is your favourite and then it just moves forward?
yeah. I think it's hard because each stamp set, each stencil, they're all like your own little babies. You're always like you give birth to them and then you let them out into the world. Um, I I don't have a favorite because you're right. Everything is organic and it's always constantly evolving and changing. And I still love like stamp sets I designed 10 years ago. Some of them are 15 years old and they're still going. And that proves what a good design can actually be. It's got longevity. I love creating, and I try not to have a favorite. It's like I was what did I say about what's the best card you've ever made? And I would say it's the next one. Because you don't know. Because like if the card they made last year, you will go, "Ooh, I wasn't sure about that. I can do it better now." And that's what it is. Everyone's always constantly getting better at what they're doing.
Suzanne says, where were you, Visible Image, all my life? I think she's just found you. I think
Ah,
she's just seen the light, is what she's done. Remember to scan that QR code. Is the quickest and the easiest way. I'll put it back on the screen for you now. To go and see all the Visible Image and the new stuff, which we are going to get to very shortly. I have two more questions before we get into the nitty gritty.
okay.
Honestly, I want honest answers now. Do you still enjoy what you do? Or do you have days where you
Yes.
go, nah, I've had enough of this?
No, no. I think it's in your blood. I mean, obviously, we have days where if something. I mean, when I'm designing, you can have blocks like a writer's block or something. And if I'm designing, sometimes some things I'll put in the back burner, and they could be there for a year or like 2 years, and before I come back to them, and then I'll I can do that now. It's how it works. there's no right or wrong way. I do, I do love the job. I don't think I'd change it for the world. As I say, I still. Sometimes I kick myself or pinch myself because I don't sometimes believe that I am where I am. It's like a dream world sometimes. Sometimes you have that imposter syndrome, where you don't think you should be here, but you are. And I don't know whether everybody gets that or some people do get that thinking, should I be here or not? And I I'm lucky to be here, and I think I've done my best in this role, and I think I still do better. There's more to do, so it's not
What
over
we like
yet.
to hear. Would you do anything differently to what you've already done to get where you are now? Everyone says don't change the hands of time because what you've done got you where you are, but there's always that one thing that you go, I wish I'd tried, or I'd wish I'd gone down that route. Is there any of those, or is it all good?
I think there's no point in. I try not to have regrets. Like you said, everything does happen for a reason, and you know, I can't have regrets. Everyone when I was younger, I was probably stupid in some things, but that's what part of growing up is all about. And from the journey from where I was to where I am now, from when I got made redundant to here, it's all been a journey, and I wouldn't change it. I don't think I'd do anything different, because I'm the happiest I've ever been now. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. This you wouldn't change that. I like that. You wouldn't change anything because it means you've enjoyed what you've done and you've learned along the way, which is nice. Let's talk though today. Let's talk right up to date. 2 and 4 o'clock today is when you're on the sister channel, as I like to call it, because I am the main channel. You're on Hobby Maker at 2 and 4 with brand new products, and this is where this QR code comes in. You can get them now. Let's start with the stamps first of all, because these are stunning. Let's have a little look.
Okay, what we're going to look at. So we have Blooming Fabulous.
That's nice.
Now what I like about it is this is a nice large set as well. So you got this large flower. Now, what I like to say is that if anybody remembers back 2 months ago, more than 2 months ago, we had a February release called Floral Life. Now this is a continuation of that because people wanted a large flower. So I've done a large flower, but again, I've added different sentiments in there as well. Really, really nice. And then everybody else, and it's in the same kind of style. So what I like is that this kind of sketchy look will work perfectly with that previous collection. Going to work amazing. So the next one we have, take that one out of the way.
Oh, nice.
We have this one, which is Fly High. Again, kind of like contemporary butterflies, but they were going to work perfectly with your Floral Life. Absolutely gorgeous. I like all the sentiments there. We've got some lovely sentiments there.
You have Fly High, I can see.
So that way. Yeah. We have, let me show you now. We've got Fly High. We've got Believe in All You Will Become. Follow Your Dreams. And we've got this gorgeous kind of like text background as well. Really, really nice. Like that. It's a gorgeous set.
Nice.
Very, very nice. Next we can't have butterflies without having dragonflies. So we have some gorgeous dragonflies there. And I always like to fill the spaces as well. So you can see here, we've got this gorgeous like ripple effect going on there. Great for dragonflies. And again, dragonflies are very emotive. They have a lot of meaning to them. So we have Brighter Days. And then we've got separately, we can I Are Coming as well. And then we've got Embrace Change with Strength and Grace. Now, these are really nice stamps there. Yeah.
Would all your stamps work on a gel plate as well? So if they stamped into a gel plate, so I could do that sort of grungy backgrounds and... Nice.
Sure can. The last one is, because this range is called Love of Nature. So we have this one here, and this one's called Soulmates. Now, Sketchy Heart. Let's go that way. But I like it. See, I know we're going into like summertime and like weddings and things, but this isn't just for weddings. We've got soulmates on there. You've got happy anniversary. You've got forever and always. you've got on your wedding day, and then you've got It's Always Been You. Again, a very, very nice set.
Good size set as well. They're good size stamps that you've got in
Yes.
here.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is that I didn't want this to be like, oh, just for Valentine's Day or just for weddings. It's just that occasion where you can send a card to your loved one or make a card for somebody with a heart on it and say, it's always been you. It's, it's just a love card. So I
I
like
also
that.
see whirlwinds in there as well. Hurricanes. So you could do a hurricane love in the large one. I
Ooh,
can sort of see that when you held that up.
I like that. So we have some stencils next. And how about these stencils there? Sorry.
Oh, look at
There we go.
that.
This one is called Wildflowers.
That's nice.
Isn't that really? It's a very nice stencil, that one. Absolutely stunning. I should be demonstrating that as well. That's a very nice one. The next one is, I can't see it without my
Bubbles.
glasses up. Atmospheric. It's called atmospheric. So you've got, obviously, it's like having two stencils in one. Yeah. So we've got two parts. So you can use this separately, and then you got that separately as well. So again, you can use them together, use them separately. I like them both.
Nice. I'm
Really,
thinking
really
nice for
nice.
DL cards as well on their own.
Yeah, or tags.
Yes.
Or if you're making tags, see, tags are great. Third
Oh
one we
my
got.
word.
This one is called, can you read that? Colorblind. So it kind of reminds me of there's charts there where you can have your eyes tested, and these are like different colors, and it will tell you. Well, that's why we called it colorblind. Um, I did a YouTube last week with this one, and I was tempted, very tempted, to ask the people to count how many holes are in this stencil to win a prize, but I didn't. I didn't because do you know what? I dread to think how many. I don't think the people who make it are very happy with me at the moment because this takes ages to cut. Because I
Well,
think there must be about. I think I gave up about 200. There must be about four. There's got to be at least 600 holes put in there.
doesn't that, and my knowledge of stencils is very limited, but doesn't that stencil push the boundaries of what you can do with stencils? Because hasn't everything got to be a certain distance apart so it's easy to cut and doesn't get too flimsy? So are you really pushing? Basically, you're pushing your luck with these stencils, but to get what you want.
I think in terms of design, I like. See, I mean, Visible Image came quite late to designing stencils. We only made stamps for quite a few years, and then we added stencils in. So I kind of applied the same kind of thought process to stamp design into stencils, and I can get away with doing quite intricate ones, but I have to be very careful as to know what the limits are without them becoming flimsy, as you say. It's all about having the right amount of. Some people call them links, other people call them bridges, whatever you want to call them. It's how that it stays stable and it doesn't flop around or you kink your stencil. You don't want to do that.
I think then stencils, though, I think there's so much possibilities with them. Whether you're into your stamping or whether you're into your cake decorating, especially the ones with the flowers that go around, to make a stunning little border around the base of a cake and things like that would be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And the colourblind, I reckon you could get images within an image because normally you see numbers and things in them when you go for
Yeah.
your eye tests.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's great. I mean, I love stencils because whether you're blending ink through them or you're putting your texture paste through, there's so many different possibilities and many different ways you can use them. And I think it's I think if people are starting off stamping, stencils are the next progression, and once you get into stenciling, you love it as well.
Any more? Any more to show me?
I've got some card samples.
Let's do it.
So we can do some card samples. So I'll show just a few from our design team. We've got some gorgeous ones there. This is obviously Fly High, Follow Your Dreams, and Believe in All You Will Become. I like that one.
That's nice.
It's very, very nice, isn't it? And again, this one is using that colorblind stencil there. You can see there. How about that?
Oh, the stencil in the background, and see,
Yeah.
and I mean this in the nicest possible way to your design team. Clean and simple, but works.
Yeah. I mean, our design team can do both. I've got a fantastic design team here. I mean, look at that over there. That's very kind of mixed media. Lots of different layers going on with that. We've got glossy accents going on. It's really, really nice.
That's nice. I like the way the big flower is easy to cut out as well. If you wanted to snip it out,
Again, I think one of the things about this is that these designs, I think people call them kind of iconic. I would say the word iconic. I use that word too often, but much to my wife's dismay, she says, "Find a different word from iconic." Okay, but I like it. You know, look at the stencil in the background there, that wildflower stencil. Isn't that gorgeous?
It
It
works.
just
It
kind of,
really
yeah,
works.
yeah. I mean, I just like some of these. Here's I like this one as well. So this is two tags, but it's like a positive and a negative, and I kind of like that as well. That's really really cool. And
We've had a question. We've had a question for you as
oh,
well. Before we move on to more samples, samples are stunning. Jennifer says, "What inks are best for creating backgrounds? Mine usually look like mush."
okay, Jennifer. It depends on what you're doing. If you say your backgrounds look like mush, are you? I use a lot of the distress inks, so water-based distress inks, just to create a background. If you're trying to create something kind of mushy and watercolor background effect, that's what it's supposed to look like. Again, the thing is, you can get a bit too carried away concentrating on how amazing your background is, but it is just a background. It's whatever's in the foreground, and you can mute the background out there and still make it look amazing. So, I mean, I use distress inks normally on backgrounds, or sometimes I use sprays. It depends on what you're doing. If I'm blending inks through my stencils, I would use distress inks. There's lots of different choices out there, but I like to stick to maybe water-based inks because they're a bit more forgiving.
Lisa wants to know as well, can you use the paints with the stencils? So I'm guessing paint through them. How would we be able to do that?
It depends on what kind of paint you're using. The thicker the paint, the better and easier it is.
Well, I know Lisa bought your paints. Last time we were on, she bought the paints that we were the two-tone petrol ones. You know,
Oh, they're watercolor ones, right? Okay, so probably you probably could, but you'd have to be very careful. I think more of a kind of dabbing, a daubing thing because it's watercolor. Water is obviously a liquid, and it's quite easy to seep through underneath the stencil. So what you would have to do is use a blender, and obviously use a watercolor and just lightly dab through if you want to use those kind of shimmery effects. Alternatively, possibly mix some of that watercolor with some texture paste. That might be able to work as well.
Oh, nice. Are your stencils? I'm guessing they are. Would they withhold glass etching paste? Because that flower stencil would look stunning on a frame with glass. You can buy the etching paste that sort of
All
corrodes the
right. Yeah.
glass underneath.
Yes. All right. I reckon. Yeah. Because I mean, I've never used the paste, but I presume it is of a consistency that it's not so runny.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's not running.
oh, it would work on that then,
Oh, that'd be
definitely.
amazing. Imagine doing that flower stencil with the beautiful flowers as etched glass, and then having your piece of work behind. Stunning. Any more samples to show me?
Yeah, I've got a few more. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do
So,
it.
so this is more kind of mixed media. This is from our one of our design team. That's from Jane. Absolutely gorgeous. That I like the button on there as well. It's really nice. The button.
That's not. I like that. See, that's now we're sort of moving into the mixed media world. I feel with this.
Exactly. It and don't they look great? I mean, I think it's great. She's used a stencil in the background as well, so really nice mix there. Gorgeous.
I like it.
How about this one? Another one from Jane. Again, she's used some sprays there and just let those sprays run down there for that effect there. We've got that gorgeous stencil in the background and as a silhouette.
And those are the flowers from the stamp. That looks all. It looks all one. It
Yes,
looks like it all should be. Oh, that's amazing.
that's gorgeous, isn't it? Another one we've got here. Again, more kind of clean and simple if you're into your maybe more muted colors. But again, that stencil there in white looks very nice as well. See, brighter
It does.
days
I
are
like
coming
that.
in on those gorgeous dragonflies there. I think she's used the shimmer paints there as well on that watercolor paints.
That's nice. I see
Gorgeous.
that works.
And here's a final card I've got here. Again, she's just simply cut out the flowers multiple times and layered them up. I think she's actually taken a few of the smaller flowers from a previous set. Again, they will work with that as well. So that's gorgeous. I like that on black card as well.
I like them. They would also look nice on shrink plastic.
Ah, yeah. That's good because obviously it's such a large flower, shrunken down, it'd still be a nice size.
It'd be a beautiful pendant and things like that, like wine glass
Mm,
charms and stuff. Would
sure.
be and the heart would as well. That'd be absolutely stunning in shrink. Mark, time has beaten us. Thank you so
Wow.
much for popping
My
in
life
again.
story.
Your whole life story in 50 minutes. You see how time flies, and look where you are now. I'll put the QR code on the screen one more time. If you want to go and get all the mark stamps and stencils, they are available now before the 2 o'clock show. Scan that QR code. The link is also in the chat as well. Go and get them, because no doubt they will sell out when they go over to Hobby Maker at 1 o'clock. Well, you're on at 2 and 4.
Yeah.
2 and 4 with the same show, so get them while you can. Thank you, Mark. Lovely. You're an absolute
you.
star. I'll see you week Tuesday when I'm in.
Yes. Take care.
And you. Speak to you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. What a legend. What an absolute legend. He is a legend as well. I was going to ask if he would give us any hints and tips of what's coming up, but he says he wasn't. So I didn't want to push me luck, to be honest, to be perfectly honest. Tomorrow, we're chatting to Ali. We're chatting to Ali Reeves tomorrow. She's we're going to be live again, live and chatting with our Ali. She's got shows on Thursday. Our Ali's coming up, so we'll be chatting to her 12 o'clock tomorrow. Some of you have noticed as well, I've had a little redecorate. Because Jill, who's in the chat, basically kept kicking off and saying the wall was boring. So Jill, I decorated for you. I was at Doncaster yesterday. I decorated late into the evening for you. I hope you like my new look. We may change it every so often. Let's read some of your comments. I've been trying to put some of the comments up as we go on. What has Jennifer said? What ink are the best for... Oh, I've done that one. I have to keep moving my camera. Absolutely beautiful samples they were, Rebecca, weren't they? They were absolutely stunning. Stunning samples. It's been great hearing your life story. This is what we do them for. I love doing this and finding about the brands and finding about the person behind the brand. Because we all love the brand. But and I say, they're all real people. We found that at Doncaster yesterday. That people just think you're on the telly and it's all glitz and glam. We've all had our troubles. We all really have. Right then, that is it from me. I will see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Ali Reeves is in the building. Let's put that QR code on one more time for you. I'll give you a few more minutes to scan that QR code with your smartphones if you're watching on the YouTuber. If you're watching on the Facebook, most of you are watching on YouTube, actually, I can see. Well, that's not even the right one. That was the one you want. Scan that QR code. That will take you to the brand page on the Hobby Maker website. Scan it. You've got cap postage of $4.95. Go and get those new stamps and stencils. You don't want to miss out. And if you've got any of that etching glass, I found some the other day. Those stencils would look beautiful. They really, really would. Even the bubble one, you know, the eye test one. Do that on the front of the glass, then have a coloured background. Oh my word, it would be absolutely stunning. It really would. Go and get them now, because I have a funny feeling they may sell out, and who knows when they'll be back. As we know, Mark and Visible Image, they're not on every day. It's not an everyday show. It's not an every week show. 9 times out of the 10, it's every month or every other month. Or it's good. Sometimes it's like 2 months, because they do the start of one month and the end of another month. It's a long old time. So get them while you can. Don't miss out on them either. I will see you tomorrow morning. Well, it's tomorrow afternoon, isn't it? 12 o'clock. Oh, there's more comments. See, this is what you do to me. You all leave your comments until the last minute. I missed the first 15 minutes, but we'll watch back. Oh, you missed out, Trace. You missed out. Mark was dancing on the table. Oh, he was carried in with feather girls, is what he was. Scott was there. Andy was there. Liam was there with big feather packs on. It used to remind me of the days I worked on the cruise ships. It's one to watch. Go back and watch when I press end. Lisa's back. Have a great day. See you all tomorrow. You as well. Have a good day. Rebecca, bye all. Bye to you. Right then, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you missed the start, we will play Mark's song one more time, which will take us into the break. Remember, you've got basically 6 minutes to end this live and go over to the Hobby Maker page and go and watch Hobby Maker from 1 till 9 tonight. Tomorrow, we'll talk all things Ali, and I'll also let you know the dates. I'm going back on telly. Oh, yeah, they're having me back. We'll talk all that tomorrow. From myself, Adam, thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow at 12. Oh, here's Mark's song. See you in a bit. Ta-ra.